Hare Krishna devotees, welcome. Please may you all stand for Guru Puja. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma 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 Bandho Mui Sarvada Namate Bandho Mui Sarvada Bandho mohi sarvada namate Bandho mohi sarvada namate Jar prasade bai e bhavatori o jai Jar prasade bai e bhavatori o jai Jara prasade bai e bhavatori o jai Jara prasade bai bhavatori o jai Krishna prapti hoy jahoite Krishna prapti hoy jahoite Krishna prapti hoy jahoite Prapti hoy jahoite Guru Muga Padma Vakya Chide Chigori O Akya Guru Muga Padma Vakya Chigori O Jai Guru Muga Padma Vakya Chide Chigori O Akya Muga Padma Vakya Jida Chikori Akya Arana Kori Mane Asa Rana Kori Mane Asa Arana Kori Mane Asa Rana Koriyo Mane Asa Shri Guru Charane Rati Ese Utama Gati Guru Charane Rati Ese Utama Gati Jai Prasade Pure Sarvasa साधे पूरे सारगा आशा शक्कुदान दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से शक्कुदान दिलो जय में जन्मे प्रभु से दिव्य ज्ञान धीरे प्रकाशितो दिव्य ज्ञान रे प्रकाशितो प्रेम भक्ति जाहोते अविद्या विनाश जाते प्रेम भक्ति जाहो अविद्या विनाश वेदे गाय जार शरीतो वेदे गाय जार शरीतो श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु आदम जनार बंधु श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु आदम जनार लोकेरनाथ लोकेरा जीवाना लोकेरनाथ लोकेरा जीवाना प्रभु कर दया देहो मोरे पाद छाया प्रभु कर दो देहो मोरे पाद छाया एवे आशगिषु त्रिभुवना एवे गाशिषु त्रिभुवना प्रभुपाद पतिता पवना प्रभुपाद पतिता पवना प्रभुपदा 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 जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा 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 जय प्रभुपदा 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 जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा 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 जय प्रभुपदा नमो ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमद् भक्ति वेदांता स्वामीति नामिने ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमद् भक्ति वेदांता स्वामीति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी वस्तुत्यादेशतारिणे नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे शतारिणे श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरा भक्त वृंद जय चैतन्य श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरा भक्त वृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरा भक्त वृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Ram, Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Jaya Radha Radha Nath Shri Radhe Radha Nath Shri Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Gaurahari Jaya Gaurahari Jaya Go and Nitai Gaurahari Hari Bol Gaurahari Bol Hari Bol and Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya
प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ राधा श्री गिरि गोवर्धन की गंगा माई की यमुना माई की भक्ति देवी की तुलसी महारानी की सामवेद भक्ति वृंद की हरिनाम संकीर्तन श्री राधा राधानाथ श्री श्री गीताई गौर प्रेमानंदी all glories to the symbol all glories to the symbol all glories to the symbol all glories all glories all glories to the lotus feet of Sri Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga all glories to Srila Prabhupada ki
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, and a very warm welcome to today's Sunday Love Feast program. A special welcome also to anyone who may be here joining us today for the first time. So devotees, today we know is a very special day, and it's a day where we are reminded even more how Krishna tells us that he is the seed-giving father of all living entities. So on that note, we wish all our Prabhus, all our fathers and father figures a very happy and blessed Father's Day. And may you remain forever engaged in devotional service, devotional loving service to Srila Prabhupada and to Krishna. Happy Father's Day, Prabhus. So, devotees, we move on to class. And before that, our humble reminder, we know that maybe the Father's Day notifications will be coming through today. So, let's turn off our cell phones or have them on silent mode. So devotees, today's class will be by Her Grace Syama Vallabhi Devi Dasi. Now Mataji is a disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Chaitanya Swami Maharaj, and Mataji joined ISKCON 26 years ago. And over these years, she has studied various courses, including having recently completed her Bhakti Vaibhav degree. Now, along with all her other services, including at the deity department and at the book table and book distribution, she's also a teacher at the Bhaktivedanta College of Education and Culture. And today she'll be enlightening us on a very interesting topic, Puranjana, Wandering of the Lost Soul. So let's welcome Her Grace Syama Vallabhi Devi Dasi. Hare Krishna.
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girvaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girvaradhari Yashodanandan Vraj Jana Ranjana Yashodanandan Vraj Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Radha Radhanath Radha Radhanath Radhe Jai Radha Radhanath Radha Radhanath Radhe Jaya Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Gaura Hari Gaura Hari Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari Nittai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nittai Gaura Hari Bol Nittai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nittai Gaura Hari Bol Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Shri Radharanath ki jai, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai, Giri Govardhan ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. Okay. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you all for being here. So I'm going to be presenting, starting from text 9. This is Canto 4, Chapter 25, text 9, the story of Puranjana. So it is somewhat of a narration, so you need to pay attention right from the beginning. Okay? But we'll start off with reciting this first. I'm not going to go into all the synonyms, etc., for time constraints. Right? So we'll just please repeat after me. Atra te katai syamam itihasam puratanam Puranjanasya charitam nibodha gadato mama Atra te katai syamam itihasam puratanam Puranjanasya charitam nibodha gadato mama Atra te katayisyamam itihasam puratanam Puranjanasya charitam nibodha gadato mama. Translation. In this connection, I wish to narrate an old history connected with the character of a king called Puranjana. Please try to hear with great attention. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. I'm just going to read the highlighted area because we don't have time for the entire purport. Okay? So the great sage Narada Muni turned towards another topic, the history of King Puranjana. This is nothing but the history of King Prachinabharishat told in a different way. In other words, this is an allegorical presentation. The word Puranjana means one who enjoys in a body. This is clearly explained in the next few chapters. Because a person entangled in material activities wants to hear stories of material activities, Narad Muni turned to the topics of King Puranjana, who is none other than King Prachinabharishat. Om Ajnanaatimirandhasya Yananjana Shalakaya Chaksurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Shvapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay. Okay. So once again, this verse is from Srimad Bhagavatam. It's based on the Puranjana story. Now, in Srimad Bhagavatam, there were two stories that really caught my attention. One was Sati, Shiva, and Daksha. Beautiful story, right? Really intense story. And this is the next one that I really was intrigued by, Puranjana. So, we are all Puranjanas here, and I'm going to explain that a little bit more. But just to give you a little bit background of the story, this is about King Prachinabharishat. Now, King Prachinabharishat was a progenitor of mankind, and he's coming down through the lineage from Lord Brahma. We learnt of Dhruva Maharaj, we learnt of King Uttanapad, and then Prithu Maharaj, Antardan, and then now Prachinabharishat. It's his turn. So progenitors, they create progeny, right? They increase the population of the world. So that was his duty. Now, Prachinabharishat, he had 10 sons, the Prachetas. So if you're following the morning classes, Srimad Bhagavatam classes at 7:30 in the morning, you would know what's going on in the story. And we are still in the Puranjana story. It takes at least 5 chapters. We are in the second of that 5 chapter, chapter 26, coming to the end of that. And it goes on to like 28, and then again 29, but there's a change in the story there. So, it's quite an intense story. Prachinabharishat's son, the Prachetas, it was time for them to progenate now. It was time for them to have family, to enter into Grihastha ashram. So Grihastha ashram is when devotees enter into family life. In non-devotees, they're called Grihamedis. Okay, so you would have heard that, I'm sure. So in order to bear children and to have a family, basically, one needs to meditate on the Lord and get like deep spiritual realization in order to have a good family. So the Prachetas went off to meditate before they can progenate. And when they went off to meditate, they met with Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva, he doesn't ordinarily just make himself available and visible to everybody. You got to be really special for him to come out in the front and instruct you. And this is what he did. So we heard of Rudra Gita. Rudra Gita was spoken in chapter 24. So it's a very beautiful Gita that Lord Shiva is glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead and instructing the Prachetas on how to go about in their lives. Okay. So they were very fortunate. These were the sons of King Prachinabharishat, and they were blessed like this. But King Prachinabharishat himself did not have any spiritual realization. He was too engaged in material activities. So Narad Muni, being the compassionate devotee, and devotees are all compassionate, you see somebody who's really struggling in life and you want to go and help this person and pick them up. So Narad Muni did the same. So he went after King Prachinabharishat, and he tried to give him a lesson on self-realization, but King Prachinabharishat, being too materially entangled, he could not understand. So Narad Muni made up the story. This is an allegory. It's like a metaphor. So it's like, kind of like a hypothetical story, you know. But it was based on King Prachinabharishat himself. So he made the story. And the story is actually meant for all of us as well. It's meant to teach us something as to where we are, you know, what it is that we want to do in life, right? So I'm going to continue with the slide presentation. So as you can see on the screen, I have all our gurus, and we must get their blessings before we do anything. So I offer my obeisances to all our gurus. Bhakti Chaitanya Swami is my superior, my immediate senior, and he taught us all of this, so I'm very grateful to him, and to all of you devotees for being here, right? So, okay. So this is, as I mentioned, an amazing excerpt from Srimad Bhagavatam. It's a story of Puranjana, the wandering of the lost soul. So now Prachinabharishat was actually of retirement age. He had come to retirement age. He's not ready to give up householder life. Now, from what I can see here, most of you are in that category. Either you have already retired, you become pensioners. Some of you are getting to that point. And then even if you are like in your 40s or something, you're also thinking now, you know, mentally planning and preparing for retirement, right? So this is where we all are. I'm close to retirement myself, so it's very important for us to know what to do in our lives, right? So yeah, as I say, initially this was designed for retirees because Prachinabharishat is at that age, so, but everyone can take instructions from here, right? So, are you retired? Have you just retired? Are you going to retire? So perhaps you are contemplating as to what to do with the rest of your life. So it's time to introspect, right? And then maybe like other people, you have hobbies that you want to take up. You're contemplating starting, you know, some hobbies, starting some small businesses, or maybe joining the club for the retired, right? So a whole host of opportunities await you. So maybe also you have worked very hard your entire adult life, for those of you who are in that category, taking care of your families. Now you're looking to unwind and relax, right? Late and until your old age. So then again, some of you have some funds that you've acquired from working for 40, 45 years of your life, and you wish to utilize that hard-earned retirement savings to travel the world and experience the various cultures, right? So how exciting it all sounds, does it? Right? Beautiful to just do all of these hobbies and get into business again, no boss above you, right? So everyone is seeking for happiness. This is why we're doing all of these things. We're seeking for happiness. But what guarantee is it that you're going to receive this happiness by doing all of these things? So to assist you in your decision making, allow me to relates the events of the story, this very interesting allegorical story, right? So, as I explained, Narad Muni is now instructing King Prachinabharishat, who is a progenitor of mankind. Now, King Prachinabharishat was too busy in his occupational duties. He was becoming increasingly attached to ritualistic practices and married life, right? In fact, Puranjana, the story about Puranjana talks about how the man is so smitten over his wife that all he does is imitate her the entire day. He does everything. She sleeps, he sleeps. If she laughs, he laughs. If she cries, he cries. So this is the story, right? So you can see he's so attached to material life and married life. So how many of us, we get like that? You know, you have your spouses and you have your children and you're so wonderful, like absorbed in this, okay? So anyway, in this situation, Narad Muni meets with King Prachinabharishat and he says, "My dear king, what do you desire to achieve by performing these fruitive activities? The chief aim of life is to get rid of all miseries and enjoy happiness. But these two things cannot be realized by fruitive activity." So I'm going to explain later on about fruitive activity. And then the king replied, "Oh, great soul Narada, My intelligence is entangled in fruitive activities. Therefore, I do not know the ultimate goal of life. Kindly instruct me in pure knowledge so that I can get out of entanglement of fruitive activities. So that's Narada relates the story. Okay? So the story should promote a sense of awareness and inquisitiveness within yourselves as to like what your real identity is, what your true purpose in life is. Who am I? You know, what is my life purpose? What am I meant to do here? You must ask yourself these questions, because where's the point in going through all of these years and having family, having children, you know, and sending them off to school and universities, getting them educated like that, materially educated, and then you retire and you just sit and you wait until death comes, right? So what's the point in all of this? What's going to happen? Surely there's something that's meant to come out of this life. So you need to ask these questions, right? We all do. So in Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 25, Narad Muni becoming very compassionate about the king. He can see now the king is like quite distraught and distressed, so he decided to instruct him about the goal of life. So just like yourselves, Prachina Bharishat was, most of you, like at retirement age, and he was not ready to give up these occupational duties. It's because when we're materially afflicted, we want to enjoy, right? We want to enjoy sense gratification, even in old age. Now you see people in the 60s and the 70s and still looking for a partner. Maybe their spouse passed away and they're looking for somebody. Someone may not have gotten married and still looking. And even those who have gotten married and their children have left the home, they're traveling the world and they're just enjoying life. And so this enjoyment, this material enjoyment, is due to the ignorance of what your true purpose in life is. Okay. So I know somebody who was about to retire, and he was making these big plans to start his own business. I mean, he had a hobby which was like cupboard making and things. So he had all the tools and the equipment just ready for him to start with a business. But a few months before he could retire, he had a heart attack and passed away. So how many people you know that say, okay, when I'm still young, and when I get to 50, I'll take the spiritual life, right? 50 comes, you're still busy with life, taking care of the children's marriage and universities and all of that. 60 comes, there's just too much happening, and your mind by then is already too materially afflicted, right? So I know even like my immediate neighbor, she's my age, and she retired a little early this year, and she already started traveling. She started traveling, and I kept giving her I gave her the science of self-realization, and I gave her the Bhagavad Gita, and I kept inviting her to come to the temple. Not interested, right? And traveling, and just like 3 weeks ago or something like that, she went. She had some pain, went to the hospital, had a checkup, and then she realized she was at risk for heart failure. She had stents implanted, right? And then she just told me that a colleague of hers also retired with her, and he just passed away. He had a heart attack and passed away. So what are we waiting for? What are we waiting for, right? So like this, we can see Narad Muni is being compassionate upon King Prachina Bharishat, and then he becomes the king's guru, right? So we all need a spiritual master, because without a spiritual master, we are lost. We're actually lost. We don't know what we're doing in this world. We must have a guide, right? So just like when you go to school and you start at school, if your teacher gave you your pen and your pencil and said, this is the alphabet, you need to learn how to write this. Could you do it? No. Teacher taught you, stroke by stroke, how to do it. We learned alphabet by alphabet, and then from there we made words, and from there we made sentences under the teacher's guidance. So that's the teacher, the guru. So it's very important to have a guru, otherwise you're taking big chances in life, right? So Narad Muni, he's one of the 12 Mahajans. The Mahajans are the great authorities of the world, and we can see Lord Brahma, Narad Muni, Lord Shiva, 4 Kumaras, Kapila Dev, Swayambhuva Manu, first of mankind, Prahlad Maharaj, King Janaka, Sita's father, Bhishma Dev, you know him from Mahabharat, Bali Maharaj, Shukadev Goswami, and Lord Yamaraj. Now people don't even realize that Lord Yamaraj is such an advanced devotee. People get scared for him and think he's some, demon-like person or something. No, he's a great devotee of the Lord, right? So this is, we take to this great authority, our spiritual master, because they are, they know what the truth is. They know what the truth is. So this bona fide guru is coming through parampara. This is disciplic succession. And it's coming from Lord Krishna himself, Lord Krishna, who conveyed the message to Lord Brahma. And from Brahma, Narad Muni, Vyasadev, Shukadev Goswami, and it carries on until we got Srila Prabhupada, who's number 32 on the disciplic succession list. So from there we have our gurus, Bhakti Chaitanya Swami, Parthasarathi Goswami Maharaj, like that, and we follow. So this is a disciplic succession, the line that we must follow, and that's the way we must receive knowledge. It's coming from topmost, right? So that is called the descending process. Okay. So without these gurus, we're going to remain in this ocean of nescience. So in Bhagavad Gita 4:34, most of you might know this, Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya upadeksyanti de jnanam jnani nastatva darshanaha. The jnanis are the wise people, right? So just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively. Render service unto him, because these self-realized souls will impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. Okay? So we all need a guru in our lives. And then you can see Narad Muni had asked Prachina Bharishat what he had desired by, to achieve by performing fruitive activities, because the chief aim of life is to get rid of all miseries and to enjoy happiness. But can these two things be realized by fruitive activity? Right? So fruitive activity, as I was saying, it means just to working just to fulfill your material desires, right? And we expect it to bring happiness to us, right? Shouldn't it? After all, we in this material world, and we must enjoy, correct? Everybody comes up with we're in the material world. We should be enjoying all these material facilities. Why not? But this material happiness that you seek is superficial and temporary, because it is a product of this material world. And this material world itself is temporary. It's going to come to an end at some point, right? It's going to be destroyed at some point. So this material world is made up of three modes of material nature: Rajas, Tamas, and Sattva gun. Sattva being the first, right? Mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. And these three modes, they keep us under control, like that. So as you can see, if you look at the picture, if you can see that clearly, you have these three girls, ladies on the top, and you got these strings. They are the puppeteers, and we are their puppets. So these are the three modes. They're pulling our strings all the time, right? So that's the control that Maya has on us, the influence of Maya. Because Maya is the Lord's exterior and inferior illusory energy, right? So as such, real happiness cannot be found in this material world. But when we are under illusion, we work so hard for that so-called happiness, right? And when we take birth, we become conditioned. As soon as we take birth, we become conditioned, and we come under the influence of these modes. Okay. So Narad Muni told the king that by performing so many ritualistic sacrifices, even if he attained a heavenly planet, he would not avoid the mysteries. Shri Shri Radha Radhanath ki jai, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai, Giri Govardhan ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay. So he said that he would not avoid the distresses of birth, disease, old age, and death. Okay? Because as long as one remains within the material world, the heavenly planets included, right? One is subjected to such miseries. So the king had as you can see, he admitted to his ignorance and confirmed of his entanglement in material activities, and this is called karma bandha pansa, entanglement in material activities. So when you're so materially afflicted, it is very difficult to understand things, spiritual matters, right? So like this Narad Muni explains things. Okay, so this material world, I'll come to it again when you see a diagram of that. Okay, so Narad Muni in 4:25:10 he says, "My dear king, once in the past lived a king named Puranjana, who was celebrated for his great activities. He had a friend named Avigyata, the unknown one. No one could understand the activities of Avigyata." Okay, so Puranjana means one who lives within the body, which is the Jiva Atma, or the individual soul, right? That's us, so therefore everyone is known as Puranjana. So although a living entity lives within the material body, the history, the itihasam of this living entity within the material body is very, very old. It's Puratanam. And there's no trace in history of it. There's no trace of when it came into being. Okay. So King Puranjana, after traveling all over the world, could not find a suitable place to live. Now, just like we know the children leave the shelter of their fathers, right? And because they want to, explore the world, and they're looking for better material facilities. The grass is always greener on the other side. We're looking for better material facilities. So then they leave the shelter of their father. And that's what we did, right? We did, just like Puranjana. We left the shelter of our Supreme Father, and we want to enjoy on our own. That is why it's so difficult in the material world, because we want to enjoy by ourselves independently of Krishna, right? So like this, one wants to become a Prabhu, a master, accumulate all the wealth he can, and think that he's in power and he's in control. And you can see how it's going on around the world, that when people have money, they think they are so powerful. They consider themselves God, right? I know a business person who is fairly wealthy, not very, very wealthy, but fairly wealthy. Does a lot of charity and all of that, and people love him because he is so charitable. He gives so much, and they call him God, and he loves it because he thinks you get so used to that, and you kind of get accustomed to thinking you are God. So no, this is not right, okay? So like this, we abandon the shelter of God, right? So we travel all over creation. Now you can see, if you see the picture with the two birds, I'm sure you've seen this, most of you who's coming to the temple and reading scripture, you would know this analogy of the two birds. The one on the top is Paramatma, the one below is Jiva Atma. So Paramatma is just watching Jiva Atma perform whatever it is performing, enjoying the fruits of the tree, the fruits of the labor and his activities. Paramatma is watching. Jiva Atma is not interested in just not looking up to see there's Paramatma and he can take care of me. And that's what Paramatma wants. Look up and take protection from him. Take protection. He will provide for you. Okay? So nobody's willing to become a servant, right, like this, of the Supreme Lord. We all want to become kings and masters. Now in this material world, there's 8,400,000 species of life, right? Sorry, this is, I meant to talk to you about this. We have this material world. I was talking about how we travel all over the world. So Puranjana, being the living entity, is going from body to body, right? 8,400,000 species of life, which is in the next slide. You can see. This material world is like, it's described in Bhagavatam that it is egg-shaped. It is egg-shaped, okay? There are 14 planetary systems there. And Mahavishnu is lying at the bottom, and from his navel, you know that the stem of the lotus appeared, and Lord Brahma appeared from that. So it's like mothers have the umbilical cord and baby is born, but that's internally, but this is externally. So from there, Lord Brahma creates the entire universe, right? He's the creator, but he's a secondary creator. First creator is the Supreme Lord. So the first creation is called Sarga. So Sarga, the Supreme Lord, provides all of these material ingredients, the 10 senses, the 5 working senses, 5 objects of senses, the mind, and the 5 gross elements, earth, water, fire, air, ether, to create this material universe. Then Lord Brahma is a secondary creator, and this is Visarga, right? And then you have Trisarga, which is the gunas, the 3 gunas, the 3 modes. Now, earth is actually the middle of this material realm, the material universe, right? Earth is there, so you'd know, most of you maybe from a Hindu background, if you've been chanting the one line of Gayatri, Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha. So Bhur is the earth planet, Bhuva is the one above there. Swaha, Swargalok, is the next planet above. Then you get Mahalok, Tapalok, Janalok, and Satyalok, where Lord Brahma resides. So we got all 7 planets like this, starting from Earth upwards. Below you have the hellish planets, okay? And then you got these, also 7. So it's Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Rasatala, Patala, Mahatala. Right at the bottom, the last planet, the hellish planet, is Naglok. It's known as Naglok, and it's full of snakes. And Vasuki is the king of the serpents, right? So this is right at the bottom, and there's Mahavishnu is lying at the bottom. So this is a material universe. Now some people say they want to go to heaven. You go to heaven, you are still in the material world, because Swargalok is there, but it's still in the material world, right? So like this, we are going up and down in all kinds of species of life. So whether it's 1-legged, 2-legged, 3-legged species of life, 10 legs, right? 1,000 legs, you get 1,000 legs. You know the little 1,000-leg worms that go around, right? 1,000,000 legs, it's there in Bhagavatam, right? And then no legs as well. So no legs. So like this, you're going from the worm in the stool, from the aquatics, becoming up and down from, throughout the universe, right? So like this, how are we going to find happiness? Because in this material world, this happiness is temporary, right? So I suppose you're all familiar with that, where we become so entangled and we become morose and distraught, right? Then Narad Muni continues that once, while wandering in this way, he saw on the southern side of the Himalayas, in a place named Bharatavarsha. Now Bharatavarsha is India, a city that had 9 gates and was characterized by all auspicious facilities. So when a living entity takes place in Bharatavarsha, it's actually meant to be very auspicious, right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned that it's very, very auspicious. And but we can see how people from India themselves are going to the Western countries to, to make it in life materially, to become materially opulent, because they're leaving this very auspicious holy land to go across to other countries. So we're getting a very westernized influence, right? So whoever takes birth in this land of Bharatavarsha is supposed to be very fortunate. And now we know that we have the city of 9 gates, which is this body, right? So it's this body that has 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, 1 mouth, a genital and rectum. This is a city of 9 gates. And these 9 gates are meant to help us to glorify the Lord. Like this, we can see the Lord's deity form and his devotees, all of you. We can see all of you. We can hear the glories of the Lord with the ears, nostrils to smell the fragrance of the tulasi leaves and the flowers, right? Mouth to glorify the Lord, take prasad, chant his names. And like this, when we cleanse our body, then the genitals and the rectum do not become cause for sin and disease, okay? So, everybody loves to buy luxurious ingredients and just to cleanse the body, but it's external cleansing. So now we need to take care of the internals. And like this, this is all false ego, meaning we are identifying with the body. We want to take care of the externals. So we need to keep the city of 9 gates clean like this. And yeah. So Krishna conscious devotees in India and currently all over the world, we know that there are temples all over the world, right? They rise early and chant the Mahamantra. They bathe, they go to the temples and take prasad. So like this, we're keeping the body clean. Right? Narada describes in further detail how a man's sex impulse is so strong that unless he is a brahmachari, he cannot control his senses. He becomes sexually inclined just by coming into contact with the opposite sex, either maybe by imagination, by contemplation, or directly, right? So a brahmachari is a celibate student. He studies under the guidance of his expert guru, spiritual master, and like this, he can control himself. So he's clean both internally and externally. And as devotees, we know that, one can become clean in that way. Okay. So Puranjana is allured by lusty desires. While Narad Muni says, while wandering here and there in that wonderful garden, this garden, right, all around us, King Puranjana suddenly came in contact with a very beautiful woman who was walking there without any engagement. She had 10 servants with her, and each servant had hundreds of wives accompanying him. So you can see the body is compared to the beautiful garden, and that, when a man is in his youth, or even a woman, they're searching for somebody of the opposite sex, like this, right? So, as I said, by intelligence, imagination, or even directly. So intelligence influences the minds like this, and the mind controls the 10 senses, which are the 5 working senses and the 5 senses that gather knowledge. And you can see each sense has many desires to be fulfilled. So these 10 servants, the 5 working senses and the 5 senses that gather knowledge, they have many desires. And that's why they said they're called, they're hundreds of wives, many desires. And we know our senses, when they're not restrained, we have so many desires. So thus, under the illusory energy of the Lord, they all enjoy together. Right? Puranjana married and became totally attached to his woman, to his wife Puranjani. So they entered into family life, and like this they became cheated by material existence. They enjoyed sex and they begot many children. So this is the story of our lives, family life, right? Like this, half of his lifespan had passed away, because maximum life in Kali Yuga, lifespan is 100 years. It's the lowest, it's the least of all the yugas. Satya Yuga was 100,000 years. You could live for up to 100,000 years. Therefore, you could meditate for 10,000 years or more. In Treta Yuga, after that, it was 10,000 years lifespan. Then Dwarpa Yuga is 1,000 years. And now Kali Yuga is only 100 years if we're lucky to even get there, right? Some people may be lucky to get to 100 years and even over. But where is the point in leading a long life that is pointless? There's nothing, no substance to it, because you haven't come to spiritual understanding, to self-realization. So you might have a short lifespan, but you can become successful in this life, right? So like this, you can see how because of the degradation of life, vice increased over the years, coming from Satya Yuga down to Kali Yuga. The sinful habits have increased, and that is why our lifespan is less, right? So King Puranjana is influenced by demoniac propensities. So, he becomes hard-hearted. He becomes merciless and starts killing innocent animals. And when people are demoniac in spirit, right, they are not merciful towards poor animals or even to other human beings, right? So consequently, like this, people maintain slaughterhouses just to satisfy their tongues and bellies. Now meat eating heightens a sense of passion in one and pollutes the consciousness. So this action is actually against dharmic principles, right? And like this, you can see that if you're enjoying materially, it's so easy to become misguided and to lose all sense of right and wrong. So there's so many people that join the club for the retirees. You might have heard about that, right? We all know some people who join these clubs. And what happens? They meet early, from like 8:30 in the morning. Their sense pleasures start very early. So the careers have ended, and now what they do, they eat, drink, and be merry. And what happens when you eat, drink, and be merry, right? You get caught up in this endless cycle of repeated birth and death. Samsara, it's called. You get caught up in this. So some of these people also do ritualistic activities. And just like King Prachinabharishat, he was fond of doing ritualistic activities and even killing animals in sacrifice. So you may ask, what is wrong with these rituals? Because aren't these recommended in the Vedas? Right? They are. If you read Bhagavad Gita, it's mentioned there. So, these 4 Vedas, they actually describe the yoga ladder process. Okay? So according to the modes and the type of nature one has acquired, so one does such ritualistic sacrifices. So if you're in the mode of goodness, then you're going to do sacrifice to Lord Vishnu. Okay? And if you're in the mode of passion, then you would do sacrifice to Lord Indra, to Lord Brahma, because they're in the mode of passion as well. And ignorance, then, tamas, you're going to do animal killing like this. Animal killing, it's sacrifice to Mother Kali, right? So we got to be very careful, because in this Kali Yuga, if you follow these 4 Vedas, Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, Atharva Veda, then you're bound to fall down at some point, because it's very risky. It's very risky. It's a faulty way of self-realization. It's meant to take us to self-realization, these 4 Vedas. But in Kali Yuga, because people are lazy, misguided, unintelligent, it's very difficult. And we also have the 4 defects, where we have cheating propensity. We are under illusion. We have imperfect senses, and we have the tendency to make mistakes. So it's very difficult. We can't understand these Vedas. Therefore, Vyasadeva compiled Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. So Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita will teach you how to develop pure love for God, which is Shuddha Bhakti. That's devotional service. So here he stresses on glorification of Lord Krishna. Because when Vyasadeva first compiled all these other Vedas, the Itihasas, the Puranas, he was still very distraught. He was very dissatisfied, because something was missing. Something was missing, and he couldn't put his finger on it. Narad Muni then approached him, and Narad Muni said, that's because you haven't glorified the Supreme Personality of Godhead sufficiently. So that's when he went back into meditation, and he came back with Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, and we are so fortunate to have this. Right? Narad Muni further describes in 427:15, when King Gandharvaraj, or Chandavega, and his followers began to plunder the city of Puranjana, a snake with 5 hoods began to defend the city. So these 5 hoods are the 5 vital life force, the airs in our body. Okay? These airs are very active up to the age of 50. And after that, there's a decline. That is why we see up to 50, we can do so many things. Then there's a decline in our health, right? I'm sure you're all familiar with that, how we become lethargic after a certain time, after middle age, right? So the time factor is so strong, this Chandavega, that not only is our lifespan decreasing, but all the body organs and the facilities for sense gratification is deteriorating. So this fight is called the struggle for existence, which ends in death. Okay. So Narad Muni describes again, the Jiva Atma. I'm going to go back to that one, right? So he describes how, I'm talking about how the struggle for existence ends in death, but in Bhagavad Gita 2:20, it's described, Najayate mriyate va kadachin nayam bhutva bhavita vana bhuyo ajo nityo sasvato yam purano na hanyate hanyamani sharire. For the soul there is neither birth nor death. Najayate mriyate, neither birth nor death. Nayam bhutva bhavita vana bhuyo, right? nor having once been does he ever cease to be. Hasn't come into being, does not come into being, will not come into being. He is unborn, eternal, ever existing, and primeval. Right? He is not slain when the body is slain. Na hanyate hanyamani sharire. So the soul is eternal, it's everlasting. Okay. Then Puranjana is eventually attacked by old age. Now understand, we are talking about King Prachina Bharishat in a way that he is Puranjana, and this is his life story, and it's our life story. Because at a certain point, now after these 5 years, are deteriorating, our duration of life is deteriorating. We become attacked here by old age, or jara. Jara is old age, right? And still, when we are attacked by old age, we don't want to leave the city of 9 gates, this body. We don't want to, right? So whatever the condition is, we don't want to give up this gross body. But we will be forced at some point to give it up, whether we like it or not. Because this body is made up of the elements, the gross elements, earth, water, fire, air, and ether. Right? So the living entity wants to enjoy in various ways like this, and therefore by nature's law he is given the facility like this to transmigrate from one body to another in higher or lower planetary systems, as I mentioned, right? So we think we are enjoying, we are deluded like this, where we think we are enjoying, but in fact we are suffering in the miseries of the material world. And like this, we're in the mode of ignorance, and because by thinking we're enjoying, it means it's our false ego that's coming to surface. We think in terms of I, me, and my. Now, so many people, we're running out of time, so I'm going to speed this up. So many people are doing so many kinds of medical interventions to help increase their lifespan. I was going to talk about this person. He takes 50 supplements and he has 30 doctors around him, but he just wants to increase his lifespan, and it shows how he's in the mode of ignorance, right? So, like this, death comes knocking at the door of Puranjana. He was overly attached to his family and conceptions of I and my, right? So because he was overly attracted to his wife at the time of separation, he became very sorry. He was thinking of his past dealings and thinking of his wife and how she depended on him, how she became attached to him. And what happens? At the end of his lifetime, he thinks of his wife and he takes birth as a woman in his next life. So he takes birth as a daughter of King Vidarbha. So this is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 8.6. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajate ante kalevaram tam tam evaiti konteya sadat bhava bhavitaha. Whatever state of being one takes at the time of death, that state he will attain without fail, oh Arjuna, right? Whatever state of being one remembers at the time of death. So this is very important. We got to understand that we are chanting the names of the Lords. We are practicing every day, so at the time of death we can remember the Supreme Lord. Okay. So in his next life, Puranjana becomes a queen. Remember now, he was thinking of his wife and he took birth as a female, right? As a queen. But in this lifetime, he's very fortunate because he's married to a very advanced devotee. And she became very devoted, a wonderful wife, completely renounces material life like that, right? And when he died due to bodily attachment and separation, she lamented bitterly. And she wanted to enter into his pyre as well, okay? So it was a long-standing tradition previously in the Vedic culture that a woman goes into the pyre of her husband. Now I wonder how many women love their husbands so much and will do that now, right? I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. Anyway, we're not so advanced. We're not so advanced, spiritually advanced to do that. And in some parts of India, I believe it does happen. There were situations where women are actually pushed into the fire, right? So these things happen. Anyway, the British government had stopped this before, but it still happens. So in Bhagavatam, it explains that when a wife serves her husband dutifully, she shares in his blessing. She takes a share in his blessing. So if you have husbands and who's performing nice sadhana, bhakti, then you also get the share of that. And if you don't have a husband, that's okay. You can still do it. And you can offer the blessings for your husband as well. Okay, some women are so attached to their husbands that when they pass away, they still wear their red sacred dots, right, for years to come. I know many people who do that. So they are really thinking they're still married to that person. When he's gone, he's taking different bodies, and he's creating many different relationships, but they still deluded into thinking they're married, right? So this is a state of denial, right? So, so the Lord appears as a Brahmana to this woman at this time when she's so distressed that her husband has passed away. Narad Muni comes there. He says, "My dear king, one Brahmana who was an old friend of King Puranjana came to that place and began to pacify the queen with sweet words. Having lost her husband and whilst lamenting, an old friend in the form of a Brahmana appears." So Krishna in his Paramatma feature, remember I was talking about the two birds, and Avigyata is the unknown one because that's a super soul within us, and we are ignoring him. We're ignoring him because we want to enjoy. So the Lord in his Paramatma feature, he can instruct us from within. But now he appears as a Brahmana. So we don't have the eyes to see the Lord, right? We don't have transcendental vision, so we cannot see the Lord. So therefore, the Lord comes as one of his representatives, and that is our spiritual masters. So that's why it's so important to understand the role of our spiritual masters and anyone who guides us in spiritual life, right? So only if you're really highly elevated can you see the Lord face to face. So therefore, she was not that highly elevated, therefore he appears as a Brahmana. And then the Lord reminded her that, he asked her, "Who are you? Whose wife or daughter are you? Who is the man lying here? It appears you are lamenting for this dead body. Don't you recognize me? I am your eternal friend. You may remember that many times in the past you have consulted me." So the Lord reminded her that she became captivated in this body, the city of 9 gates. So as spiritual beings, we do not belong here because this is a material world. We are like fish out of water. We are in an unnatural habitat. This is not where we belong. So we need to understand like this through separation, right? The queen had a lust of sense and desires. So this essence of the Itihasam is that it's a life story of King Prachinabharishat, allegorical presentation to create awareness of your identity. What is your purpose of your life? Where have you come from? Where are you going to after this lifetime? And we should ask, who is God, right? What my relationship with him? So that is real intelligence. And to end the cycle of birth and death, we need to take to devotional service. We're starting from hearing, chanting, remembering, and all the other processes will follow. And like this, if you still wish to continue with your material duties, then do it with the Ishavasya principle, which is Ishavashyam idam sarvam, understanding that everything is owned by the Lord. He is a supreme proprietor. So everything we use must be used in his service. So you can carry on with those duties that you wish to do. Do it with Krishna in the center, okay? So Krishna consciousness is a universal principle, and if some of you have come from non-Hindu backgrounds, understand it's not a sectarian religion. Krishna consciousness is for everybody. So I'm just going to pass through this one here, surrendering unto spiritual master. I think we have less time, so we should seek out our spiritual master, right, like this, and take to spiritual life. And then we can attain the eternal abode of the Supreme Lord, like this. Okay, shall I? Oh, question. Oh, sorry. Okay, it seems like we have some questions. Very nice presentation. Keep it up. May Shri Krishna always bless you. Thank you so much. Interesting discourse, appropriate since I'm also nearing retirement. Yes, wonderful. I'm also nearing retirement. When would you know when it's time to take shelter? or under a spiritual master, and what's the process? So the process is we can listen to our gurus. We have plenty gurus around that are talking. We have online videos as well, and we listen. And you find whose instruction resonates with you the most. That and you can fulfill his instructions. Then you should take to that spiritual master. Perhaps there's a process in which you take to a spiritual master, but more so, just keep chanting and do some service at the temple. Do some service, any service, because devotional service is the one that will take us to that part of taking our spiritual master. And when you are chanting your 16 rounds nicely and you are following the 4 regulative principles, you will automatically feel an advancement within yourselves. You'll know you're making progress and you'll say, right, I'm ready for the next step. But, some people want to take initiation for the fashion of it. And it's not like that, because it's a very serious affair. It's a very serious commitment, right? So taking on a spiritual master is a formal acceptance of a guru, and a guru accepting you as a disciple, okay? So we cannot survive in this material world without money. So how do we manage our material and spiritual pursuits? Also, how to become more humble, So humility, first of all, gets that. Humility means we need to understand I am an insignificant soul. I'm nobody. That everybody else is better than me. When you think like that, and that you know nothing, then you have some humility. Because when you think, I got all of this, and I am better than that person, that's your false ego. You're identifying with I, me, and my. Yes, we need things to survive in this material world, for sure. But if we put Krishna in the middle, remember the last verse, I did the Ishavasya principle. When we understand that everything we have here in this world belongs to the Lord, He is the supreme proprietor, and everything must be used in His service, then even if you have this palatial house and this luxury cars and all of that, you can use it in the service of the Lord. You have wealth, you can help the temple, because our temple lives of charity, right? Our temple lives of charity. That's how we sustain our temple. So charity is so important. Charity is actually very important for spiritual advancement. And we should not be stingy about that, right? We should give whatever we can give. And we teach our children that as well. I teach my children how important charity is. No matter what you earn, give something to the temple, and they do that. They do. My young son is 21 years old, and he just started earning without me even telling. He comes, he says, I'm going to temple and I've got to do my donation. And he does. So teach your children from a young age how important charity is. And like this, the Lord will take care of you. And all these ritualistic processes we are doing, what is it? Demigod worship. Demigod worship. Why? Because we want wealth. We pray to Mother Lakshmi, we want wealth. Pray to Mother Saraswati, we want education. Right? Like this. So these are like the ministers. You got your government head, your leader, and Krishna is the top. He's the leader. And he got all his ministers of finance, minister of education, etc. So understand everything is coming from Krishna. No need to serve and worship these demigods separately. Because when if you take a tree and you water the leaves and the twigs and the branches, the tree will get very little benefit. But if you water the roots of the tree, the whole tree will benefit. So if you worship Lord Krishna, all the demigods will benefit, right? So when we do all these ritualistic sacrifices, we actually stay entangled in this material world, because we are doing these sacrifices because we want some material benefit. But ultimately, it's all coming from Krishna. So there's no need to worship separately, but you can still have beautifully, materially opulent lives if you put Krishna in the middle. All right? I think that's it. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Syama Vallabhi Mataji, for for such an interesting class and a very relevant class. Let's give Mataji another round of applause. Thank you, Mataji. So at this point, we'd like to honor those who are here for the first time, visiting us for the first time today, by giving you a wonderful book pack. So if you are here for the first time, if we can quickly come forward and Mataji will hand you a book. We do have some new people with us today. So please don't feel shy, do come forward to collect your book. Shri Shri Radha Radhanath Ki Jai. Would anyone like to come forward to collect your book? I did see some new Prabhus as well.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhu.
Let's encourage our new devotees. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
So devotees, very quickly, this week Thursday, the 25th of June, is Nirjala Ekadasi. So, happy fasting on Nirjala Ekadasi. And devotees, today's Sunday Love Feast Prasadam has been prepared by the North Dean Namahatha, which is headed by His Grace Rupa Vilas Prabhu. So a very big thank you to the North Dean Namahatha for today's Prasadam. Devotees, thank you for attending today's Sunday Love Feast program, and have a blissful week and a blissful Father's Day. Once again, Prabhu's fathers and father figures, a very happy Father's Day. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Shri Shri Radha Radhanath Ki. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravane Pracharine Nirvasesa Shunyavadi Paskataya Shatharine. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivas Adi, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One more time. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, oh! Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol, Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol, जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल। वाह वाह वाह। जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल, जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल। जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल, जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल। जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल, जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल। हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Bolo, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Jayo Radha, Radhanat Radha, Radhanat Radhe. Jayo Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Jai Radhe Sham. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Nittai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gora Hari Bol. Nittai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gora Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jagannath, Jagannath, bolo. Baladeva Jai Subhadra. Jaya Jagannath, Jagannath, Baladeva Jai Subhadra. Jaya Nitai Gaur Sundar, Nitai Gaur Sundar, Gaura Sundar. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Pada Nitai Gaur Hari 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 Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Premanande.
Paramahansa Parivajikacharya Astotarasata Shri Srimad His Divine Loving Grace Abhay Charanar Vrinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद की। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की। मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की, नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की, श्री नीलाचल जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की, गंगा मैया की, जमुना मैया की, भक्ति देव की, श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की, ट्रांसेंडेंटल प्रसादम डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की, संडे लव फीस्ट सत्संग श्री श्री राधा राधनाथ की। श्री ब्रह्मा माधवा गौड़िया वैष्णव परंपरा की। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की। इस्कॉन गुरु वृंद की। सामवेद भक्त वृंद की। All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
जय श्री श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंह देव भगवान की। भक्त प्रहलाद महाराज की। नमस्ते नरसिंहाय।
नमस्ते नरसिंहाय।
नमस्ते नरसिंहाय। प्रहलाद लाद दायिने हिरण्यकशिपूर्वक्षा श्रीलतङ्कानकालाय इतो नरसिंह परतो नरसिंह यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंह बाहिर नरसिंह हृदय नरसिंह बाहिर नरसिंह हृदय नरसिंह बाहिर नरसिंह हृदय नरसिंह नरसिंह मदीं शरणां प्रपदे नरसिंह मदीं शरणां प्रपदे तव कर कमलवरे नाका अद्भुत श्रृंगार दलिता हिरण्यकशिपो तानो भृंगा केशवधृता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे केशवधृता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे Narsingadev, 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 Jaya Narsingadev. Jaya Narsingadev, Narsingadev, Jaya Narsingadev, Jaya Narsingadev. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. जय श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंह देव भगवान के, भक्त प्रहलाद महाराज की, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे।
Thank you.